On the 15th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me an unwanted rant. Now, today's topic will be about I'll have to deviate my normal route. This asshole's in the way. But, today's topic will be about a certain game that I have recently broken my addiction of about a month ago. And that game is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Fuck that game, honestly. Now, you might be asking, why this game in particular? It's probably the worst use of a turn-based game I've ever seen. And that's due to one mechanic, the squad mechanic. Now, usually in a turn-based game, you will want to cover all of your fronts. Offense, defense, healing, and support. You want to generally have those four intertwined with each other, one way or another. Now, if you have 5 slots, you would usually want 2 tanks, 1 healer, one healer, 1 support, 1 dedicated attacker, or something within those lines. Like, you would want all of your different points to be entirely covered, right? Well, this game promotes you to not do that at all. The point of Galaxy Heroes is, hey, this is a turn-based game where you are allowed to use every single character throughout all of Star Wars. Every Star Wars show, movie, game, even books will have from both Legends and canon. You can use them all in this new turn-based game. Whoa. There's an issue, though. A slight issue. The entire game relies on a mechanic that basically forces you to use only certain characters and no other ones that you want to use at once. The biggest, my example, I had a squad of 5 characters which worked really well with each other. I had a all-star top level Mace Windu, who was a defense-based tank, and who forced all damage to come towards him with a basic stat. And that was basically a big neon sign saying, "Kill me, please." Then I had a top level all-star Darth Vader, who was a offensive-based tank, who had over time damage to enemies. I had a full level Ahsoka, which was almost at full star. She was the healer of the group, but also attacking based, so she was able to get the healing abilities up quicker due to attacking fast. I had a full level Admiral Akbar, which was also almost at full stars. He has 2 abilities which were really great. One of them were to heal everyone if even one guy was under a negative effect. And 2, a separate ability which would make it so that if one guy uses their special ability, they would go again. Basically giving you a free slot to use 2 guys' special abilities at once. And then 5th was a high-level all-star Moff Gideon, and who was the dedicated attacker, but also his health was pathetic, so I would often switch with my high-level 5s, which were both at full level and almost all stars. with Moff Gideon, it was 4 stars, but somehow he died faster than Fives would, who is not as strong. Now, from the looks of it, I had everything going right for that squad. 2 tanks, both with different attack focuses. 1 attacker slash healer. 1 support slash healer. And 1 dedicated attacker, who was entirely based on defense, whether he had more or health but less combat capability, or less health but more combat capability. Either way, I had all points followed. Well, due to this smart mechanic of the game, that combination of characters means that I was not good at the game, apparently. Now, despite the fact that all of them were at the top of my collection as the most powerful as characters in my collection, with all of their stats and stars and levels maxed out, they were still underpowered compared to everyone else because they didn't belong to the same squad. Basically, the squad mechanic makes it so that if you want to be good at the game at all, you have to have specific characters be in specific squads. Therefore, if you want to have all of your favorite characters from different factions and be together, tough shit, you ain't going to get far, kid. Now dance, fucker, dance. Basically, you were just stuck being treated like a low level by the game because you just had to have Darth Vader not be tied with only Imperials, which would not have the same effect as the fucking ever characters he was paired with in my squad. And I feel like that shouldn't be like that. I feel like it should be the other way around. Who cares if they are in the same faction? No one cares. It would actually be really more beneficial if you were just allowed to have characters from different factions and time periods and series and stuff be allowed to just coexist in the same squad and work best together. There's no issue with that. The game in general is just, hey, we're allowing you to use all these characters. Do what you want with them. But actually don't, because we have one mechanic which basically says, fuck you if you do that. Which is kind of the same thing that someone would tell you if you try to advance to them. I don't have personal experience with that, but people on the internet are desperate, as I hear. Here, which leads to creeps no one wants. That's just the internet, and that's just this game, and frankly, I have grown tired of it. Because why the fuck is my squad, who is fully leveled, fully starred, and fully powered, being defeated by the fucking level 15 Jedi squad? Why? That is not how that should work. My squad was fully leveled, fully powered, but because of the squad mechanic, the game says, fuck that, and these clones work to get, these clones met each other like once. They deserve to be more powerful than you. These 2 random glub shittos in the background. Oh, now you see for like 2 seconds, yeah. Because they're tied with people that vaguely resemble them, they are way more powerful than your Darth Vader bitch ass. Let's go back to the strip club, you mechanic fuck. But yeah, there are good concepts. I will not deny that. The very concept itself is fantastic. The ability to fight all these different Star Wars characters with your favorite Star Wars characters. That is a recipe for greatness. And to just spoil all of that, to just kick all that shit to the curb because you introduce a good mechanic that forces you to use only specific characters. Hell no, man. And that's like saying that, oh, this officer was transferred to this squad. Well, now he's terrible because he doesn't know any of these cops. And it's not the same cops he was with. Now he's worse performing than a fucking rookie. But anyway, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with the game. I am not picking that shit up. Disney, I don't think you give a rat's ass about any of this shit. But I'm just saying, hoes be crazy.